Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? I was having a really Mercury retrograde moment. It wouldn't let me come on, and now I'm here. Let me see. Hi. Okay, cool. It's working. Can you let me know that you can hear me? I want to make sure that uh, this is working. Okay, perfect. Nice. Great. Hello, everybody. Hello, Jean. Good morning from Las Vegas. Justin. Oh, Vegas as well. Y'all, I used to live in LA for a few years. I loved Las Vegas. I'm not going to lie. I know everyone has different opinions and ideas of Las Vegas, but I'm just so sensitive to energy. And it's like, I don't know if you've ever gone to, when you go to like a live concert or Coachella, you feel that energy from everyone that's just happy to be there and they're so excited. And that's why I really loved Las Vegas, just being on Las Vegas Boulevard. You would feel that energy and excitement from people that come from like the Midwest and all over the world. And they're happy to be there. Everyone's energy level is really high. So I love that. I love that y'all are in Vegas. I will, Justin. I will have to. It's been a while. It's been a while. Sim. I can't read Sim. I have my glasses on. I have to read here. Sim, New Mexico. I love New Mexico. I used to travel a lot. So hello from Kentucky, Karen. I love Louisville. I stayed at the 21C hotel. Like when they opened. Isn't that crazy? That was crazy. That was a long time ago. When I say I used to travel a lot, I used to travel a lot. Justin, I'm so glad you got one of the mugs. I was gonna, bring it out here, but I didn't want to be. I'm like the worst self-promotional person. I have my proud Aquarius mug, and I was gonna drink from it, but I maybe in one of my videos I'll do it. But thank you so much for buying that. I hope you like it. We did like the best quality. We picked like the best quality for all the mugs and shirts. So I hope you love it. And we have the white ones now too. Richmond, BC. I love that. Good morning. That's over by Vancouver. Okay, so New Jersey. Justin, please do. Thank you. It's a great mug. I really was gonna bring it and just but I have my iced tea here. How's everybody doing with August? We had some crazy stuff happen in August. We had that new moon. We had Mercury just went retrograde. This was Mercury, as you know, went retrograde in Virgo. So it's in its domicile and it's exalted, but it is, like I said, a good retrograde. So even though there is definitely going to be, and I've been experiencing a lot of it, a lot of tech issues, a lot of communication issues. But that's just natural with Mercury going retrograde, right? So a lot of frustrations, a lot of delays. I've had instances where just at work writing emails that would just send as I was writing them. I was like, what is going on? It was really weird. It's very weird. And then I had but retrogrades are also, because there are like a window to the past. And this is why I want you to pay attention to this Mercury retrograde particularly, because this is a good retrograde. And so a lot of things that you may have been working on in the past, go back to it now. Go back to it now. And remember, retrogrades are like when people from your past show up in some capacity. So it's a really good time. It's a really good time to go back to, for instance, I think that I mentioned in one of my live streams, I've been working on this young adult novel for 10 years now, whenever I find the time or whatnot. But there was an agent that I was working with years ago that out of nowhere during, yeah. So it's a lot of people from your past will come back. I also did a story yesterday on my Instagram where friends I hadn't seen in a long time just happened to be in Brooklyn, and so we had like brunch, and it was so nice. So it's take advantage of this time. Um, ooh, Alberta, I've been there too. Yeah, I've been all over, y'all. It's crazy. My past life was just crazy. I traveled a lot. I did the rodeo. That was in Alberta, right? You got that big old rodeo thing. I did something there, like rodeo wise. Um, Alicia, thanks for joining. It is a Mercury retrograde-ish kind of, and it's so funny because I'm doing like my walkthrough with Susan King today, and just all the changes we've had to make with our schedules has been like very Mercury retrograde. So and it has been like communication wise, but so that is I hope everyone really really like take advantage of this Mercury retrograde in Virgo. It really is a good time to just really dig into a lot of things from the past that you may have been working on or abandoned, or people from your past that you really want to reconnect with. It's a really good time. And again, even though there may be like the standard issues that come with Mercury retrograde, like delays and miscommunication, be very careful about what you say and what it is going to be something to navigate around. But again, it's remember, we have that new moon. The Mercury retrograde is leading up to that new moon in Virgo. So a lot of and Virgo is such a it's a mutable sign, so it's all about change, and it's wanting you to change, and it's helps adapt to change. So again, really good Mercury retrograde. Virgo is also like a very feminine sign. It's a good retrograde. Trust me. A lot of weird things may be happening, but you will feel it. Like you really have to like take some time to really think about what you want moving forward, and let this retrograde work for you. What else happened? In August, we are approaching the full moon. All right, y'all, our second one, the blue moon of the month. That's going to happen on Wednesday. I don't know if anyone's feeling things are starting to come to an end. It really is. You know what this full moon is? The one that's coming up in Pisces. It's almost like if you consider Venus retrograde and then basically the entire solar system retrograde, because Uranus is going retrograde soon. Jupiter is going retrograde the first week of September, so that's next week. It really is a time to just go with it, do a lot of introspective work, really, really hone in on the things that you're really passionate about, put a lot of focus on that, and correcting course, rethinking, reevaluating, and really making sure that you really go deep to find any issues so you can have solutions. And once you have or even answers, and once you have answers and you can find solutions moving forward. I'm going to read your comments for a second. The white sands for the full moon. You're so lucky. You're so lucky to be able to do that. I love, what my favorite thing is being on a plane during a full moon. That's so amazing. I love traveling. If I know I have to travel somewhere, I always try to plan it around a full moon. If it's going to be like, well, depending on like what time the full moon is going to be. And I don't normally do night flights, but I will do it for a full moon. I'm just upset. I can look at the moon for hours and just zone out. It's so beautiful. But this is a very Pisces is the native ruler of the 12th house, and this full moon is going to be very spiritual, right? So it's all about your intuition, it's all about your subconscious. And at this point, well, I would even say between the full moon that's happening on Wednesday, it's happening on Wednesday, right? Is that right? Yeah, Wednesday, the 30th. And I would say about the 4th. So Labor Day here in the US. So between the 30th and September 4th. September 4th is when we have is that the day of the casino? That's the September 4th is the day of the trine, Mercury trining Jupiter. And then on the 6th, we have the huge Kazemi, which I'll go over. But between this full moon till about the 4th, you should have a really good idea of what you want, of what you want, how you can get it, your passions, your dreams, your goals, getting to that finish line. It really if you want to kind of like put a calendar together, like that should be around the time where you have this like light bulb moment, right? And this moment of clarity. I hope that so it's a really good time to like work on those things. Did anyone have, we also had that really big new moon in Leo that was on the 16th, right? That was like a few weeks ago. And we had a lot of oppositions in August. So August could have been like really challenging for a lot of y'all. Did anything big happen in August? Well, because August was like, I've always said like from the beginning that it's like the month of like shakeups and breakups because of Venus retrograde in Leo, and wake up calls and breakthroughs. So we're going to see a lot of that moving forward. But before I even jump into September, is there anything that anyone experienced, want to talk about that happened in August? Hi, Michelle from Maine. Of course, I've been to Maine. Is it Kennebunkport? Kennebunkport? I've been there. I can't even remember I can't even pronounce half the places I've been to. Alicia, you said, is there any significance about blue moons themselves? Really, it's just really the second. It's like when you have 2 full moons in a month, it's not, there's really nothing. It's just full moons bring a lot of closure. They bring completion. They bring a lot of clarity. Remember, it's like the end of a cycle that you had started 6 months earlier. And so, I talk more about that in the September, or a lot, in the monthly forecast. But, in September, we're going to have that full moon in Aries at the end of the month. This one is very interesting, and I want you to, and I'm going to talk about this for a second, but let me, Lorena, you said you're a Virgo rising. Oh wow, okay, so yeah, you definitely been, and August was revealing of the shakeups at work. Sure, I am not surprised, and happy birthday, by the way. Oh wait, no, you're Virgo rising. Sorry, but it is still like the sun is in Virgo. Today is actually like the day that the sun is opposing Saturn, by the way, and Mars goes into Libra. And I talk more about Mars going into Libra for your September horoscopes or your forecast. By the way, did you see the community post I left, the general one? Y'all, September is such a crazy month. Expect change, big changes in your life. Okay, expect it. It's guaranteed. If there's one person that's in this chat, or even a subscriber that does not experience any sort of change in their life in September, I will shave off all my hair. Okay, and then I'll do all my readings in a British accent because I'm kind of good at that. So let's see what else is going on. But yeah, it is Virgo season. Mercury is retrograde in Virgo. We did this week is just remember what I said for this week from today up until the full moon. The sun is opposing Saturn. Okay. And so this full moon, we have not only that opposition, but we have Neptune in Pisces right now. We have Saturn in Pisces. Obviously, the moon in Pisces. It's going to be a very revealing time. But for a lot of y'all, I feel like a lot of it is going to be like a gradual. Like a lot of y'all may not feel something that happens exactly on the full moon, but you can start feeling that closure, and that's why I'm saying like the week after is like when you're going to have really more like clarity around things, especially because we do have that a lot of activity with Mercury. We have the big Cazimi, okay, and then Mercury trining Jupiter in the first half of September. So I really like that. And then because of Neptune, which is in Pisces, opposing Mercury and Mars during this full moon, there could be a lot of confusion because when you throw Mercury retrograde in the mix, it could be a confusing day. There could be some things where you're just going to have to, like, what I do is, like, when something comes up just out of the blue, or if there's something just that it's like a twist, like a plot twist to anything that I'm working on, I just don't react right away. I just let it marinate, and I have to just step outside of it and just really figure things out. But that could be a possibility because this is a big one, because all these everything that's happening around this full moon. But remember that the Neptune part. When Neptune is retrograde, Neptune is in Pisces and it's rulership, and so when it's retrograde, it really is giving you this chance to, like, get really, really, like, deeply intuitive. So really go into your intuitive side. And I even recommend, and I talked about crystals, right? Like, well, maybe not in this, but like in another video, but just getting a crystal, and you don't even need a crystal. Okay, just taking this moment, like 5 minutes, just lay there. If it's honestly, like, just lay there for 5 minutes, and put all your awareness up here. Like, it's all about that mind, body, spirit connection. You have to have the mind body connection first, and that really allows that spirit part to come through. But I'll probably do a video on that later. But I'm really excited to have Susan King join. She's going to be amazing, and maybe she'll talk more about that as well. What else is going on? Oh, Lorena, I love that you said you feel more supported after having your tower moments. Yeah, never be afraid of the tower moments. It is, it is, it really depends on, like, the entire spread. But for me, I've done private readings for so long. And a lot of y'all here have had private readings with me. And so it really is, I mean, it depends on your spread, but it really is something that when I say in my readings, because a lot of people, like, are so afraid of the tower card, and it's like, well, everyone has challenges every day. Even, like, you can think about the person, like, think of anybody who you think has a perfect life. They don't. Okay, everyone goes through challenges, and the tower moment really just kind of aligns things for you, and it might be like this big wake up call. But you should never fear it, because it's helping you. It happens for you. So it's very interesting, and I don't know if but it really, again, depends on you gotta look at the entire spread, because a lot of the times, like, I get my guides saying, like, oh, they actually want this tower moment. Like, this is welcome because of what's been happening, like, maybe for weeks or for months. And it's just like situations it's so hard for you to get out of. The universe is like, okay, we're going to just clean slate here. But you're going to have to, but we're going to drop this on you. And you may see it unfavorably at the moment, but you're good. It's like a blessing in disguise. It's like a blessing in disguise. And again, like, you're a testament to that, saying about feeling more supported after having your tower moment. So never fear it. I always get comments about people who are just like, oh my gosh, another tower moment. I'm like, yes, embrace it, because it's going to make your life better. Would you rather be stuck in this situation, like Groundhog's Day, that you do not like like, for the rest of your life? No, embrace the tower moment. That's going to bring this change. And it may be hard at the time, but you learn from it. As long as you learn from it, you're golden. You're good. You're good. What else, y'all? Okay, so Alicia, I'm reading your comment. Oh, you're Taurus and Aries rising. You're saying there better be some movement? Oh my goodness. You just wait. You have I mean, if you're Taurus sun, Aries rising, you have no idea. You have no clue. Just wait until we get out of these retrogrades. Oh my goodness. It's almost like especially toward the end of the year, around December up until like May 2024, it's like bam, there's going to be so much goodness that happens in your life that it's going to be overwhelming for you. Okay, a lot of money, by the way. Well, I gotta look at your entire chart, but just knowing that you're Taurus Sun, Aries rising, wow, yeah, it really is. It's almost like all that good stuff with Jupiter and Taurus. It really is going to happen mostly toward the end of the year. I was thinking of doing. I've never done one of these before. You know, when some readers do like the 3 months ahead, is that something that would help y'all? I was thinking about maybe doing that because here's the thing: September is an odd month, and I break it down. That's why each reading is an hour. I can't believe I did this, but each reading, each sign, I did an hour reading for each one because September is such an interesting month, and it's hard to explain, but there's a lot happening. And then we move into eclipse month. October, we have the two eclipses. Alicia, that's I'm looking at you here. With you being a Taurus Sun, we have an eclipse in your sign in October. Okay, and so it's a good eclipse. These are actually good eclipses compared to the ones that we had. So, and then November gets a little odd, and then things start getting like December is a little bit nicer. Justin, now we have to hear a British accent. I'm not even gonna. The company that I work for is based in the UK, so I have to go there all the time for. But I can. But I've been told I'm really good. I'm not gonna try it out, but as much as I love change, I'm a fixed sign, so it's still hard. Yes, but you're also. I mean, pay more attention to your Aries rising. You're a cardinal sign. You're a leader. You take charge. Okay, you take charge again. But I gotta look at like the rest of your chart. It's yeah, I gotta look at the rest of your chart. But I agree. I mean, it is but also remember, if you are a Taurus, your ruling planet Venus is retrograde. So right now, it's like you definitely have this time to like reassess things. Okay, and Venus does go direct September 4th. All right, so that's a good thing. What else is going on? Maria, not sure if you're so Maria, you can just go, there's so many you can go to Astro Charts, even Susan Miller Astrology Zone. Now she actually did her own coding, y'all. So you can get your birth charts on Susan Miller's website, and she's a friend of mine, and she's the best of the best. So as long as you know your birth time, you can plug it in there, and your place of birth, and it'll pull everything up. Okay, with also like details of what every placement means for you. Okay, so that's something to think about. And if you don't know your exact time of birth, it's really hard. I always say, like, try to get your birth certificate, try to get as close as you can. You really have to look at, when I have clients, when I do private readings, sometimes they don't know their time of birth. They say around this time. So it's, my job to see, okay, what degree is this at? Like, I have to, I can assess it by looking at it, but it really, your sun sign is like the day you were born, right? Rising is like the time. And so generally they go by 2 hour blocks, but it's I don't want to say that it gets a little bit more like detailed, but anyway, yeah, you really go to astrologyzone.com and plug in the details. Yeah, Pillow Man, there you go. Pillow Man, I love your name, Pillow Man. That's so cool. You make me want to go to sleep right now. Mary, and get new pillows because that's been actually on my mind. So I don't know. Is your screen name sending me a message? Let's see. And thank you for that, for helping her. To me, it's not happening for me, and that it was because of your tower readings. So much gracias. You kept my nervous system calm. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Virgo rising. Because, well, if you look at what's going on, let me just pull it up real quick. Yeah, Y'all, I just have to say, this is always really fun for me. I love interacting with y'all. I'm a Gemini rising. I'm very chatty. I love, like, this is fun for me. So thank you so much for being here and being a member. This is so fun. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, so I'm not, okay. God, I found it. There is Birth Tarot cards. One is Tower, the other is Chariot. I needed that. Thanks, beautiful. Capricorn Moon. Time to get serious. Okay, so okay, cool. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try doing that. The 3 month, because we do have Labor Day coming up here in the US. And so I do have, like, that day off. I can try to do that, but it would be like one of those like all 12 signs thing. Uh just because it's like yeah. But I can do that. I can do that. Well, I mean, Mercury is retrograde, so don't hold me to it, but I can put effort into doing it because I think it might be helpful to have like this little roadmap of what to expect, like this upcoming fall in the northern hemisphere. Okay, I'm not forgetting about everyone else in Australia and whatnot, but yeah. So for the next 3 months, that's why. Okay, cool. I can see why the universe has you traveling, because where you go, your energy goes. Your energy is very uplifting. Oh, you're amazing. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I haven't been able to travel lately. I want to. I need to. I need a beach, y'all. I need a beach or a forest. I'm not picky. I just love traveling. It's really interesting is in my chart, my Venus is conjuncting my Sun, conjuncting my midheaven. All right, like all in my ninth house, and that's why I've in my past former life I was traveling a lot, and I love travel. I love foreign cultures and very spiritual. The ninth house is spirituality as well. It's also publishing. So I was a writer for a long time. Should I be revealing my birth chart information to y'all? Karen, you're a Scorpio sun, Leo rising. Oh, wow. Okay. Intense. That's a lot of partnership activity. Okay. A lot of partnership activity, but career is a big thing for you right now. Career is a big thing for you. Oh, Sim, you're a Gemini rising too. Awesome. Gemini, right? Come on, we're fun. We're fun. It's 12:30 a.m. Oh my gosh, where are you again? Wait, Alicia, I didn't. Where did you say you were? Where is it 12:30 a.m.? Oh, you're in Southwest Australia. Oh, you are so lucky. Okay, so I've been there too. I've been everywhere. Okay, so y'all, okay, let's talk about September. September, like I said, it is gonna be it's gonna be a very interesting month. I just finished the last reading, so they're all being uploaded now, and of course they will come out on Wednesday. Give yourself time to because they're all between 50 minutes to an hour long. Some readings are over an hour long. This is the first time since I started my channel where they are these long, because September is a very interesting month. Okay. And interesting is just the operative word. I mean, it for now, because there's really when I say change, just expect a lot of change, especially even moving from Virgo to Libra season. But like I said, Virgo is mutable. It's all about like bringing that changes, especially thinking about the season, changing of the season. Our minds all shift into that mode as well. But It really is, and I don't want to like repeat a lot of the things that I say in your readings, but the main thing to pay attention to is the fact that all the planets are still retrograde, so we are in retrograde season. However, they're all starting to wake up. Okay, so Venus is starting goes direct on September 3rd, but still in its shadow period. Okay, so when Venus is in its shadow period, it's like she's just waking up. All right, but at least she's going direct. And then mid-month, Mercury starts going direct. All right, so planets are starting to wake up, but they're still in low power. It's like, when you wake up in the morning, like you don't jump out of bed and go do a boxing match like right away and then get on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Like you have to, you gotta like yawn, you drink your coffee, your tea, whatever it is. It's like that. They're a little groggy, all right, but they at least they're going direct. And then remember, Mercury is they're still going to be in their same sign. So even though Venus is going direct, she'll still be in Leo. Okay, still in Leo. So we're still thinking relationships, things that bring you pleasure, passion. But it all depends on your sign and your rising, and obviously your Venus sign as well. Same thing with Mercury. Mercury is going direct around the time of the new moon. So that's why it's so important to really take that time to things that you want to reconnect with a lot of things that people from the past, experiences from the past, but also just really doing that deep diving. Virgo is a very detail like oriented sign, very like just really going deep. Okay, because you could have that big moment right around that new moon, and we're talking about this new cycle here. Okay, in September, so new cycle that starts with this new moon in Virgo. It is going to be an amazing new moon in Virgo. Okay, Uranus is very, very harmonious. Uranus, the planet of surprises. Now, and Pluto, remember, Pluto was very naughty. He's been very naughty the past few months. Pluto is actually on his best behavior this day. So, what makes this new moon in Virgo so special is because the day after, the sun is trining Uranus. So Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, of innovation, of breakthroughs, of surprises. These 2 days are powerful. You could hear expecting like unexpected news around this time. You could have these unexpected moments that you didn't see coming in your favor. These are very special days. Very special days. Mercury goes direct the day after. So the bookends of Mercury retrogrades are always like the strongest. So there could be a lot of miscommunication and stuff around that time, but at least you're having this new cycle begin for you. And remember, the new moon in Virgo is you will feel the energy of it for weeks. And then what I also love is that on the 16th, so it's like new moon in Virgo on the 14th. We have the sun trine Uranus on the 15th. And on the 16th, we have the Venus Jupiter square. And so we've already had two of these. And so this is that like breakthrough. What's going to bring me pleasure? Some of y'all may feel it at this point, the things that you wanted. Things start moving, okay, mid-month. And I say that in my readings, like the first 2 weeks of September are very different from the last 2 weeks. Okay. And here's the other great thing. Even though all these planets are retrograde or in shadow, other than Mars, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, things may feel that they're moving slow like around you, okay? However, there will be a lot of action. We have 6 trines. We have 6 trines in September, y'all. It's amazing. It's amazing. And not only that, we some of them are like a majority of them are like really good news, like trines where it brings like unexpected news, good news. So we only have one opposition. Can you believe that? And that's what is that? That's going to be at the end of the month. The Sun opposing Neptune on the 19th. So it really isn't that big of, it's not like the Sun opposing, Saturn, right? It's Neptune. So it really, that one's just more like, am I sure I want this? Do I mean like is this real? Is this really what I want? That's, it's like, it's not even, it's going to be not as harsh as the Sun opposing Saturn today until Wednesday. And again, everyone will feel it, but always on a scale. It really comes down to your birth chart. It really comes down to how much action you're taking, how, what you can do to control these aspects that are happening astrologically. But September is again just one opposition. It's like a baby one. It's a baby one. So, what else is going on? Let me just see if there's. I just don't want to miss anyone's comments, because I know that was my big thing last time. I was missing a lot of comments. Cancer, rising, Moon, Sun, Venus, Mars. What? Wow. That's a lot of Cancer. Cancer, rising, Moon, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Uranus. Wow. What house? Okay, so Alicia, you said how's tomorrow looking? Well, let me just tell you, with the Sun opposing Saturn today, and what day is today actually? The 27th? Yeah. And then Mars actually goes into Libra today. And then tomorrow Uranus goes retrograde. So it is just see how things unfold. And with Mars going into Libra, and that's the big thing actually for September. Find that balance. Okay, just it's going to be the big goal, right? I've said it in this week's readings that Mars going into Libra, it's going to be a long aspect, because it Mars goes into Libra today, and then it's blazing through while all the planets are sleeping, while they're all taking these like naps, where they're in weak powered mode. So when planets are retrograde, think about like your phone, instead of being like 100%, 60%, 40%. It depends on what planet and a lot of different aspects, but they're just not in full power mode. So you don't have the powers of those planets. So with all these planets retrograde in our solar system, other than Mars, the planet of ambition, drive, the go-getting planet, but also the ruler for Aries, right, the god of war, in a sign of peace and harmony. So Mars is opposite Libra, right? So I'm sorry, Aries is opposite Libra, so it's in its detriment. It's on the I think about like the dark side of the moon, like being on where where the lunar landings are, and then like there's a dark side of the moon. But in any case, it's just Mars doesn't like being in Libra, and so it can bring a lot of challenges in the whole. And Libra is a native ruler of partnerships and relationships, so there might be some in those areas in your life. But it really, again, I break it down in your September because it's going to affect every sign differently, and there's going to be a lot more weight in certain areas of your life, but it really is just bringing that if things go a little out of control, again, just make sure things are balanced. Okay, make sure that is the biggest goal. It really is the biggest goal. I think that I was saying to be like diplomatic around this time. It really is like a let's work together kind of aspect. Like let's try to bring things together. Mars being in Libra, it can be a little aggressive, but it's what you make of it. Okay, so it's you taking action. Okay, taking action, but doing it in a way where it's not like you are like overdoing it or underdoing it. Remember to always have that balance. I mean, that is actually like the key is like that equilibrium. Now, this is where it gets exciting, or in my opinion, is that Mars, like I said, is moving into Libra today, and it's blazing through all of September while every planet is sleeping. But remember, Virgo, I'm sorry, Venus and Mercury are starting to wake up, which is a good sign, but they're still kind of groggy. But by mid-September, they're all the inner planets, Mercury, Mars, Venus, the ones that affect us the most in like in every day, right? So they're all finally direct at that point. But Mars, again, blazing forward, not only through September, but until October, till mid-October, when we have that solar eclipse in Libra. I think it's on the 14th or the 15th. So next month again, October is eclipse month. So eclipses are big game changers. They're like, and we'll talk about that. But it's always like keep an eye on Mars right now. Keep an eye on Mars, and where it is in your chart. And again, I'll have your readings up on Wednesday and what you can expect for every sign. But it really is the good news, by the way, is that we do go into Libra season. What is that? September 23rd. I have to look at but pretty much like a little bit halfway through the month, Sun goes into Libra. So the Sun is joining Mars, and the Sun is all about optimism and growth and vitality. It's shining all that a light in certain areas of your life, and so it's kind of like keeping Mars in check, because Sun is also like resolution of things as well, and so that's also really nice. I'm not even, it's, you know what it is? It's the timelines of everything that's happening that makes it such a interesting September. But again, it is completely, there's so many trines here and there and here and there. And again, only one opposition. And it's not even, again, it's like a baby one. It's like, it's like when you go trick-or-treating, you can either like, there's those people that give like those full bars, but then there's like tiny sample like Snickers packet. It's like it's like the size of like a piece of gum. That's what this Sun Neptune is. I'm sorry, the Neptune opposition is gonna be. It's not gonna be. It's just more like, am I sure? It's just like you really questioning stuff. But yeah, September it's gonna be interesting. And it is going to be pretty there. You will experience change, or you will start to experience like you're the brink of changes. Okay, because the bigger changes will come around October, eclipse season. Okay, so it's so important to take action in September. Again, even though pretty much the entire solar system is retrograde except for Mars, and some planets are waking up, things could be moving slow, but don't let that like I always say, it's like tar pit energy. Just keep walking through it. Keep taking action, and you're gonna be a-okay. You're gonna be a-okay. The other thing is actually, and this is, if you want to do it now, I would recommend you do it now. Like I said, we have that full moon in Aries at the end of the month. Now, remember what I said earlier. Every full moon, new moon, they have a corresponding new moon. So think about what you did right now or after this. Think about what were you manifesting? What were you thinking about? What were you working on around March 21st of this year? Okay. That's when we had the new moon in Aries. So there could be something that comes to some sort of conclusion at the end of September with something that you started in March. Now, here's the twist, is that remember this year, we had 2 new moons back to back in Aries. So we had that new moon in Aries on March 21st. We had a new moon in Aries in April 19th, but that was a solar eclipse in Aries. So as I said earlier, the powers and the energies of a new moon, they kind of like, you feel it for weeks after. And so it kind of spilled into this eclipse, the new moon in Aries solar eclipse. And so you can actually think about what happened for what you were thinking about, what you were trying to manifest around that time, between March 21st to, I would even say, the end of April, because you may, around this time, this full moon in Aries that's happening on the 29th of September, you could see some activity around what was happening around that time. And if you don't journal, I think I mentioned I write down what I do every day. So I'm very weird like that. That's that writer in me. But so I can always like go back and see what I was, but I just always just kind of know. You can find movement, progress, the end, culmination, just activity around it. Okay. It could even be ascending. It could be going. Remember, these are cycles. So it could be the end of the cycle and the start of a new cycle. Okay. So it's a really good time to think about that, because then you can be prepared for this full moon in Aries. And everyone has different, everyone's different, right? Everyone has different opinions about these aspects. I'm looking at Mars. Remember, all these planets are retrograde. Mars is blazing forward. Dennis the Menace here, okay? He's gonna try to, it's like it's gonna be he's blazing forward. And so I'm watching Mars. Remember what I said, how Venus is gone direct. She's waking up. Toward the end of September, she's pretty much awake. Mars is now seeing her. He's like, oh, hello, right? And when Mars and Venus tango, and anyway, excuse me. By the end of September, it's almost like Mars, who's been bringing you all these like kind of like quick fire challenges and making things like a little like he's a little distracted now because beautiful Venus has woken up, and now they're like dance. So it's actually like, I actually really love this full moon in Aries. I really do. And then on the same day, and it's actually the same day Venus is squaring Uranus. And remember, we've had a couple of these too, and so Venus is actually awake now and squaring Uranus, the planet of surprises and breakthroughs and innovation. So this could be your big breakthrough in terms of something that you were working on or thinking about in spring, or like, the beginning of this year, between March and April. Again, when I say breakthrough, in terms of what's going to bring you pleasure, what's going to bring you passion, like the things that you want, it's almost like that sense of freedom. And so using this time during the retrogrades to fix things so you have that moment, it's really important. Let me see what y'all are saying. I see y'all tapping over here. Oh, I love that. Good luck on your test tomorrow, Alicia. Yes, good luck. Good luck. Oh, I'm sorry. I completely missed that part when you said you had an important test. Well, let me see what's going on here. '20s, yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And good luck. And tell me how it goes. Oh, it's an upgrade to your driving test. Positive, remind yourself to find balance. Yes. Absolutely. Pillar, sun, moon, right? Oh, they're all in your first house. Wow. So nurturing you are. Y'all are so amazing to each other. I love that. I love this sense of like support and community. It's so nice. I really need to journal at least in December. Yes, you got this, Alicia. You've got this. I don't know why I'm thinking of that movie Summer School. Did anyone I don't even know why that just came to mind. It's like an 80s movie, but yeah, they all passed. So like fixing a relationship that it sure should be over or not, but almost sure it should be over. Michelle, yeah, so actually, so thinking about it, not making any really big decisions yet, okay? Remember, it's in these retrograde periods, you just want to just spend time like just thinking about it, the direction you want to go, there's anything that you want to fix, but don't really take any sort of like big actions until Venus is pretty much direct. And then remember, with Mercury retrograde, there it is. Mercury's retrograde in Virgo, so it is a time to just really do a lot of like deep reflection. Okay, because here's the thing that the thing is that with these retrogrades, but also what the message coming for you is like that what you may decide now, 4 days from now, you could have a completely different view. Okay. So that's why it's better to just spend this time. And I know it can be like frustrating because sometimes you want to make decisions right away, but it's really like spending that time because things can change, your views can change, your perspectives can change, your opinions can change, just like that, especially with Mercury and Venus retrograde. So I would give it some time. I would give it some time, and you'll be fine. That is absolutely correct, Justin. I love that you're such an 80s reference kind of person. Do you like Back to the Future by chance? I guess I do. Yeah. I don't know why I love 80s stuff. I love 80s stuff because it's all about they were so all the movies were it was just a fun time. 80s music, a lot of the 80s movies were always like finding yourself in some way at the end, or there was always some sort of like feel good moment to these movies. Do you know what I mean? Like they were always so nice. Um, and I think that I saw, like my brothers and I would always watch, when we were young, like all these 80s movies. Like it didn't even matter what it was, but they always had for me because I'm in Aquarius and I'm such a like, humanitarian, but also like I love the whole like rebellious and be unique, march to your own drumbeat, be very independent, because that's going to serve you well. And a lot of those movies resonated in that way, but it was also I loved it. I just felt like even movies you wouldn't expect, there was always some sort of like again like that feel good ending, or there's always some underlying theme of just what my favorite movie of all time is. It's actually I don't know if it's 80. It is an 80s movie. Well, two of my favorite movies. The first one, and this may be weird. It might sound weird. And I should probably talk about it more, make more references to it in my readings. But A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. I don't know if anyone saw that. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warrior. Since considered the best Nightmare on Elm Street out of the entire series. The reason I liked it because I didn't see it as a horror movie. I saw it as all these young people who got together who were so in all these horror movies, all the monsters are they're just, metaphors for our fears, right? And so it was a group of kids who Freddy Krueger was trying to get, but they all got together and had this moment of empowerment where they all found their voices, they all found their strength, they all found these moments of clarity to defeat this fear that's been haunting them for so long. And I just thought it was like this really beautiful, like, you can, accomplish anything you want. You do have all this power inside you. You have to find it. It's inside you, and you have to really go there to really unlock it. I know that sounds so weird, but it's always stayed with me. And then again, I don't know if this is an 80s movie, but Dead Poet Society is also one of my favorite movies of all time because it's the same thing. It's like they all found like this, they made this, sense of community through poetry, but it really affected and had an impact of them being able to do things in their normal lives that they never would have been able to do had they not formed this like sense of community. And it really empowered them. The guy that was really into this girl. I'm sure you've seen the movie, but or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, so those are I should make more references to those movies because it's always like it's all about like that empowerment. Okay, so where have I left? Okay, where am I here? Oh my gosh. Okay, so '80s was the era of iconic. Yes, a whole soapbox kind of speech about why the '80s resonate so deeply. There were no limits in the '80s imagination. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. My inner child is a rebel, and the '80s showed me to embrace it. I love it. I just watched another great '80s film last night for the 17th time. Stand by. Oh yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. Stand by Me. Yep. Dead Poet Society. In 1989. Okay, so good. It is an '80s movie. Oh, you have the poster. I remember going out and actually buying the book. The movie did so well, they turned it into a book. Can you remember? I don't know. I thought it was. I thought it was really funny. It's usually the other way around. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, Alicia, you're hilarious. Stop that. Come on. Y'all, does anybody have any questions about what to expect? Again, like September is just, with the sun opposing Saturn starting today, things can be maybe a little challenging, but you've got this. You're going to be great. We have the full moon in Pisces. You may start feeling like closure or completion in your life, certain aspects in your life this week. And then we move into September. Again, your readings are an hour long, and so a lot to take in there. And everyone had very different readings. Very different readings. There was a couple. Well, it was also one of those rare months where the same card came up in like everybody's reading. It was really, really interesting. But again, I wouldn't even September. It would just keep an eye on Mars is the big thing. Keeping that balance in your life. And then also just expect a lot of great things to happen here and there throughout September, even though there could be a lot of you still spending time going within and not having answers fully yet, especially for the first 2 weeks. You may not have answers to a lot of the questions that you have. But they're gonna start. You'll start to have a lot more clarity once these planets go retro or go direct, and then we come to the new moon. But there is a lot happening in September, and when I say a lot, it's a lot of these aspects. It's not like the 40 aspects that we had in like July and August. I actually think there's only like 15, 20 aspects, but they're big, really big aspects. Okay, really big aspects. So September is you are going to have some changes in your life, mostly really good changes. And then we'll get prepared for October, eclipse month. We have 2 eclipses, and they are good eclipses compared to the ones we had in the beginning of the year. So I'm glad that y'all love Dead Poet Society. Oh, and don't forget Susan. Yeah, did I mention? Oh, gosh, my brain's all over the place. Don't forget Susan King. I am so excited to have her. Y'all, she's gonna be so. If you've ever, and a lot of y'all have gotten readings with me. Okay, or well, I mean, you're not. I don't know if you're here, but I know that in this year, a lot of y'all have gotten private readings with me, and I'm booked up for the rest of the year. But so you would know that I do. I begin your reading with like an intuitive reading. So it's like what you would call like a psychic reading or whatever. So I do my meditation before the reading and I get visuals and whatnot. And, as an empath, but I used to do a lot more of it when I was younger. And so I really tune into your energy field and I get a lot of people from your lives coming through, whether past or present, and a lot of messages, a lot of numbers come through. But so that's what Susan does. She's like intuitive and she's like very, very psychic. So I'm very excited because she will be, for a lot of y'all asking questions, she's gonna get into it. Okay, she's gonna get into it. So y'all are in for a treat. I'm very excited. I'm super excited for that one because it's so hot. It's like she's pretty well known. But I met her back in I think it was like 2018, and we've just stayed in touch. She's just such a remarkable person, such a great back. Like her history of she's so amazing. So I'm so glad that you're gonna and please ask questions and stuff. And she'll even like just pick up on some energies and say, who is or Justin, like this is gonna happen and this is gonna, like she's gonna be like that. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, watch your Mars. Watch your Mars. Appreciate the notice about the first 2 weeks of September. We'll embrace patience. Yes, as things continue to unfold, the answers come forth. Thank you so much, Purple Magpie. Yeah, I'm very excited for Susan to come on board, and that's what we're doing today. Is because it's so I'm still in, like, this is the first time I'll ever have a guest on YouTube. So I didn't realize that I can only do it through my phone to have like a guest on. It's so I don't know. So we're doing like a test run today. But yeah, so that is, mark that in your calendar. That will be September 10th. And then I'm gonna try to do this like 3 months ahead. Over the weekend, I'm looking at my schedule, but hopefully it'll, yeah. No promises, only because Mercury is retrograde, but I'm gonna try to attempt to do them. I'm gonna try to attempt to do them. But yes, I think that yeah. Because I'm looking at the calendar now, and then the let me see. We have that. So the new moon in so new moon in Virgo, that's going to be on the 14th. So, okay, or I might do one of those, but we'll see. I want to give you as much as you can get to help plan, so you can help plan out the rest of the year, because it is good. There's going to be so much happening this year. Okay, y'all. Y'all, thanks so much for being here. Let me look at your last ooh, Mars and Jupiter in your second house, Leo. I want to be your friend. Oh, and Pluto. Wow. I woke up early to watch this live. Then I got a phone call. I missed the whole thing. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna. So as soon as I shut this off, I think it goes live automatically on my site. I still have to figure. I don't know. But yeah, you should be able to. I think it happened last time. So as soon as I end stream, I think it just goes on, so you can watch it again or listen to it. But that's Mercury retrograde for you. With that phone call, and you missed the whole thing. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for being members. Y'all are absolutely amazing. And then we'll I'll send you a thing for next month. For the schedule for that. Will likely be like the end of the month, like this, or maybe like the 24th. But let me and don't and let me do this. Figure out the dates. I don't want to plan anything during Mercury retrograde, but definitely Susan King is on the 10th at noon. So y'all, thanks so much. Y'all are amazing. I really do truly appreciate it. You're in with Saturn opposing the sun right now. I mean, you'll be fine. I mean, you're good. Just hang in there. With if there's any challenges, it's all about that balance. Okay. And then having some closure around some things around this full moon in Pisces. And then on Wednesday, I will be posting your September forecasts. Okay. And take your time because they're an hour long. I got a lot to talk about. I got a lot. Every sign has a lot going on. So very excited for that. But with that said, I am going to let y'all go. Enjoy your Sundays and Sunday nights. Thanks everybody. Thanks to everyone for being here. Y'all are amazing. It really does mean a lot to me. So okay, and I have to get on a call with Susan now to go through our run through. All right, thank you everybody, and I'm going to go through this again when it's posted because I think I missed a couple comments, but okay, y'all, bye. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. Love y'all. Bye.